President Trump with a wink and a tease.
Thank you very much. You'll find out.
Revealing no new details about the meaning of this cryptic comment during a reception with military leaders and their spouses Thursday night.
You guys know what this represents? Tell us, sir. Maybe it's the calm before the storm. What's the storm? Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm is the president?
You'll find out.
What's he talking about? The White House insisting President Trump never tips his hand.
We're never going to say in advance what the president's going to do.
It's unclear whether the president was just toying around, deflecting from the political storm engulfing his administration.
This is the book of First Thessalonians. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call Allah, Allah, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Rachako, that's Rakatham. Honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, told me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, it's an edifying video. Shalom to Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of nations looking like the other nations subscribing to this truth to you. I say Shalom. This is the brother Yahweh Sop out of GMS Cleveland Church, fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. And this lesson is basically, it's really not a lesson, it's a compilation of different cryptic, creepy statements that Trump has made. But if you got a spiritual eye to see this, literally, I remember when he made a statement about the biometric entry exit visa, system that they needed so desperately. And I never knew about, the calm before the storm. I found that out recently. And I just seen the most cryptic one just recently, I guess he made it yesterday or a couple days ago. He made a statement as far as I took it as, well, basically, like I said, I put 3 videos with these cryptic statements that Trump had made. Because you got to remember, they call every president's brothers or say they are related because they all in the same brotherhood. They all Masons. Just because you don't see, Trump with a Masonic ring or whatnot, only dumbass person that would flaunt that is Shaq. You know what I mean? People have, that's how you get to that level, it's common knowledge that Obama was a Prince Hall Mason. So anyhow, like I said, it's 3 videos I'm gonna show, and basically just put a few scriptures with it. I use the Fair Use Act because this is for teaching or educational purposes. So he said to calm before the storm, and the mirth is gone about of this place when they shut down the circus. You know what I mean? Now everybody got to sit in their house, shelter in place, unless you have a central job, And, this was when he was making America great when he made that statement. Now, America ain't so great no more, I guarantee you it's many of you foolish ass Americans that feel that way right now. You even got these celebrities. I was listening to the elder Yashawamba say, no, it wasn't the elder Yashawamba. It was the brother from Men of Valor, Stay in the Spirit. I don't know the brother's name, but he makes good videos. He was saying how you celebrities, y'all stuck shelter in place. Y'all more looking buffoonish than actually sitting on high and mighty. I was looking at Boosie Badass, dumbass. He's so bored. He was paying women $500 to show their booty. You had people literally starving. His own people at that. But fuck that guy. Anyhow, Salakia. So when it says peace and safety, sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You know what I mean? It's to tell you that, it'd be like labor pains, like birth pains, and woe to woman who gives suck in those days. I got another scripture. Bear with me for a second. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, Salakia. I'm going to start with Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And when you say, O virgin daughter of Babylon, it's talking about this place, a.k.a. America. The ancient Babylon, it would be what you call modern day Iraq. That place wasn't destroyed. That place is still basically, it still exists to this day, But Esau has confounded and confused everything by, changing names of different places. And it tells you in Scripture not to change the ancient landmarks. So it says, come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And this is a virgin daughter because it's never been penetrated. This place has never been basically like conquered or invaded. It says, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. And Chaldeans was the ancient wise men or the sorcerers of Babylon, which are the modern day elite. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. This place is not doing so well. This place is actually fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got all these people out of work. You got all these different pestilences going on. You got a famine on the way. I was listening to the Silver Report. You got all these meat businesses or meat processing plants, these major ones shutting down because employees getting sick, and so this place is no longer delicate. This isn't that great, and it's funny because throughout his whole presidency, he was speaking that make America great again, make America great, and to show you how funny it is, at one point, he's supposed to be up for re-election this year. Right before, with I want to say, cause they say everything really pretty much got locked down around the 13th of last month, Salakia. Like the Friday the 13th. I got sick. What was that Tuesday? So it was real spiritual in itself. You know what I mean? The month of March, and the brother Chief Kabar, he always speaks about that. These luminaries always doing some kind of witchcraft or sorcery in the month of March, for their god of war. And then they brought war on the whole United States, so it's kind of comical. Take the millstones and grind meal, and cover thy locks, make bare the leg. And this place is being made bare. You're seeing how this place is really on the decline. Like I said, you got people really fucked up. They talking about, even in Cleveland alone, that the food bank only has that was last week. It was 3 weeks, so now it's probably 2.5. You know what I mean? They talk about they got to get state funds to keep it going just to September. Say, make bare the leg and cover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, which it is being uncovered now. This devil is being exposed. Hell, he is exposed. That's why literally, and it's funny how they catch themselves up. But literally, they put in that bill about the digital dollar, and they got caught up in it and had to take it out because people was questioning what was the digital dollar, or how Microsoft got all that backlash from having that witch or warlock, whatever she is. I mean, I hear it's a guy, so the Baphomet, that Marina Abramovich, whatever her name is, the chick or dude that be with Jay-Z, the fucking spirit cooking sorcerer artist. People question that. They got a lot of backlash for that, so they're being exposed. I got one more scripture, so I'm not trying to make this too lengthy. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And you see nations right now get roused up at Babylon. I hear Kim Jong-un, North Korea, just was shooting some more missiles just recently. I think it was either today or yesterday. You know, you got America and Iran actually are at wars, just proxy wars, but that's going to turn into a full-blown World War III, along with the thing that was going on in Syria already. So, you know, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows should be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And that's when they shoot these missiles upon this place. Because at the end of the day, you know, like I say, just like with China accusing America of actually the reason behind this COVID-19, you know, and it's not far-fetched, you know what I mean? You know, I was listening to Elder Yashawamba. He said, can we prove it? No, but we know this Edomite, you know, he's so mad, you know what I mean, that it's not far-fetched to imagine that he came up with a vaccine. When you take time to think about it, it's really, well, not a vaccine, a virus. Because I just was doing a lesson on biowarfare. You know what I mean? It's very much so feasible. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much so possible. You know what I mean? And then the way this man thinks, I mean, shit, like, come on, man. Like, you know, why is that so far-fetched? This man literally wants to chip the whole fucking planet so he can keep tabs on you to play the most. But I was listening to Elder Yashawamba, and it was deep, the video he did, because he said, you take the time to think about it, what he's trying to do is like a bootleg version of what the Most High has for the elect that, you know, follow this thing to the end, you know. And when I thought about it, I was like, damn, he's right, because, you know, they want to enhance their bodies. We're if you know, you stay faithful to the Most High, you're going to be rewarded with a new body. You know what I mean? So it just was deep how he was going into it, the similarities. But, you know, I don't want no watered down version of, you know, the kingdom. I mean, like I said, you won't have any privacy. You know what I mean? Like, just with the smell of this place. I mean, like, this place got to go. Salakia.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system. Approximately half of new illegal immigrants came on temporary visas and then never ever left. Why should they? Nobody's telling them to leave. Stay as long as you want. We'll take care of you. Beyond violating our laws, visa overstays pose, and they really are a big problem, pose a substantial threat to national security. The 9/11 Commission said that this tracking system should be a high priority and would have assisted law enforcement and intelligence officials in August and September 2001 in conducting a search for 2 of the 9/11 hijackers that were in the United States on expired visas. And you know what that would have meant. What that could have meant. Wouldn't that have been wonderful, right? What that could have meant. Last year...
I'm going to stop it there because I just wanted to bring out the fact that, like I said, he mentioned that biometric entry, exit, visa tracking system. And what do you think that is? That's the, well, I'm going to go into a script first. Bear with me. Salakia. So like I said, I just wanted to expose the fact that, and that's the second video showing these devils speaking on like their plans, because they get off on talking about their plans in plain sight, you know what I mean, for whatever reasons. You know, I heard Elder Yashawama say that, basically, I heard Elder Malcolm speak on how that's like them trying to prophesy on the left hand side, different reasons why they do it, I was just watching a brother from Las Vegas. He was showing a video where Trump literally was talking about, I think it's the last video I have, where he was talking about, the state government and microchips and comparing them to a microchip. So, he is exposed. But this is 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, we are not ignorant of his devices. We are aware. Think about it. Like, how many people probably missed the fact that digital dollar was put in that bill? But you know how many men of the Great Millstone and probably other camps, I want to say other camps probably as well, or just different truthers. I mean, I watched a few different videos. I can't think of the guy's name, but I can't say he was for it or against it, but he knew about the digital, because that's how I found out about. I think his channel was Cryptologist or something like that. I know that's how I know that it was two bills that passed for the stimulus package. They took, after they found out, the people found out that it mentioned the digital dollar, they took it out of one of the bills but left it in the other one. And the guy went into, basically, he's like, first page is talking about the digital dollar. So they're talking about the next round of stimulus spending or the next stimulus package, that digital dollar be actually inside of that. So, I mean, maybe they thinking that everybody's going to be chipped by then or something. Because like I said, I just was watching on the news, at short glance, they're talking about FEMA is talking about building 3,000 like makeshift hospitals for 25 states. What do you think the purpose of that is? Then you had Trump send out those two Navy boats, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. So, what do you think the purpose of this is? I mean, yeah, we're not ignorant of his devices. What do you think that tracking system is? I'm on. This is the mark of the Revelations 13 and 16, and he calls of. I'm gonna start at 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So at the end of the day, and it don't necessarily have to be in your forehead or your right hand, because it could be in your left. Apostle Tahar said it was a guy they met. He had like 5 or 6 of them. You watch, I forgot what's the name of the show, but I've done enough videos about, you got these Edomites, mostly Edomites, but you got Jake Dumbass. A lot of these celebrities, I guarantee you already got chips. Guaranteed. That's why they sitting up here literally telling you to stay in the house. You know what I mean? Because they gonna stay in the house because they hoping that the system restart, so they get back to life. If this is that's what I mean. We haven't been living. You know what I mean? And that can be really a hell of a life. You know what I mean? To be doing all kind of faggot shit and participating in rituals and whatnot, because that's not far-fetched. That's not fake. You know what I mean? I know that's the truth. I'm not gonna go into detail, but what I mean, at the end of the day, put it like this: it's a side of the world that most people, without discernment, will never see. But the thing is, now they're so desperate they don't even give a fuck. You know what I mean? That's why they rushing up to put this system in place. You about to realize that you don't have the rights that you think you got. I mean, you know how much, like, Donald Trump, I just watched him literally basically say he the king of Babylon. I got one more script though. God, because he been exposed. I mean, brother, I couldn't think of the script. The brother gave me the script. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, Verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And at the end of the day, this devil is beginning to reveal to the world that he is the wicked. You know what I mean? When he start literally, it's a video floating on YouTube while they talking about you can't do this, you can't do that, where they literally force vaccinate a man. The whole time he in there, he like, no, I'm cool. So what do you think that's about to be? They literally talking about going door to door, and literally just, why you think they did the census? And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And when you go into the book of Malachi, it tells you that the wicked, because our people are wicked, you got wicked people on the planet, but you got a group of people, a nation of people that are the wicked. It tells you in the book of Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. What people on the planet run the earth? And people will play like they stupid. I remember one day we was out there and some Jake walked up, an old bottle, and he's sitting up there listening to us. We lightweight baiting the Edomite in. We weren't for sure if he's an Edomite or not. But through the spirit, he's kind of seemed like an Edomite. And this fucking dude just had to come save him. But literally, he wanted to try and match wits with us. So finally, we got to the point, and we brought up the slavery signs. Now, this is an older Jake. This guy had to be like 60 years old. And we sitting up here talking about who did this to our people, who did this, who did this. And this dude was so fucking afraid to literally say Esau. You know what I mean? He just, one brother was so silly. The one brother like, you see this guy? He got him to say it though. He said, when he got him to say it, he said, you see, nah, he with us. He was like, no. The guy was like, no. No, I'm not. That shit was hilarious. Anyhow, the wicked is this so-called white man, this red Hebrew Edomite, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you've had multiple people that literally just said it. Multiple people that realize who's destroying the earth. Who is the people that destroying the fucking earth? So I got one more video, and then I'm going to end the lesson. Bear with me for a second. Okay, Con, that's the last video.
There's a debate over what authority you have to order the country reopened. What authority do you have? Well, I have the ultimate authority. The President of the United States has the authority to do what the President has the authority to do, which is very powerful. The President of the United States calls the shots. If we weren't here for the states, you would have had a problem in this country like you've never seen before.
You said when someone is President of the United States, their authority is total. That is not true.
Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to write up papers on this. It's not going to be necessary because the governors need us one way or the other, because ultimately it comes with the federal government. That being said, we're getting along very well with the governors, and I feel very certain that there won't be a problem. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Has any governor agreed that you have the authority to decide when their state
I haven't asked
back up?
anybody, because I don't, you know why? Because I don't have to. Go ahead, please.
But who told you the president has the total authority?
Enough. Just to clarify your understanding of your authority vis-a-vis governors, just be very specific. For instance, if a governor issued a stay-at-home order, when you say my authority, the president's authority, not mine, because it's not me. This is when somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total, and that's the way it's got to be. The authority is total. It's total. And the governors know that. So if the governors know that. Now you have a couple of bands of excuse me. You have a couple. Could you rescind that order? You have a couple of bands of Democrat governors, but they will agree to it. They will agree to it. But the authority of the President of the United States having to do with the subject we're talking about is total. Look. The standpoint of the Constitution. Yes, Constitution. You thought it should be up to the governors. You can look at constitutionally. You can look at federalism. You can look at it any different way. John, the fact that I don't want to exert my power is much different. We have the power. Does the federal government have the power? The federal government has absolute power. It has the power. As to whether or not I'll use that power, we'll see.
And that's the pride of these devils. You see how powerful this guy is, like I said, and they picked like the elder apostle Tahar said, he said, like everybody said, this guy's the one. We love Trump because he gonna bring this world war, this third world war to fruition. Look, you know, when you put this guy in the office, how many prophecies came to pass since this man been in office? We only got like 2 major prophecies left. But you see how proud he is? And you even had other Edomites like, hold on, who told you that? But see, he's trying to let you know something. You're in a state of emergency. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, all that little government shit don't matter no more. At the end of the day, now a state could basically try to secede from the United States, from the Union, but you know what I mean? Like, these states right now are hurting. So at the end of the day, he just shut down the fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was reading a trend, and a guy in Oklahoma, I think he said in Oklahoma City, he said that basically the city wasn't following a lot of the federal government's regulations. They said, well, I mean, we're going to deal with that when we got to deal with it. He said that they had 1 case of COVID, and they sent that person home with medication. So basically, that's proving that this is some bullshit. It's a hoax. I'm not saying people ain't dying from this. What I'm saying is it's not severe or as severe as they're making it seem. They're literally showing you don't have any rights based on this shit. They're changing policy and laws based on this shit. Come on, a dude in Pennsylvania got his ass whooped and took to jail because he wasn't wearing a fucking face mask. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. And he looked like a little fucking, you know what I mean? That's amazing about these people too. These motherfuckers used to live in caves, and now they the proudest motherfuckers on the planet. Like they done did this. But that just show you the power of the Most High God. He said he could take rocks and raise them up. He took a fucking caveman and made this man rule the whole planet. These nasty fucking individuals. These people was fucking animals, man, and still do to this day. I did a video, the only video I ever got taken down on YouTube about a white bitch on here, or so-called white bitch, that literally was telling people to go fuck their dog. She went into history. Yeah, the Romans used to do it, and they did. Go look up Caligula. This motherfucker was fucking his horse. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? You see the pride of that motherfucking guy? He said, absolute authority, and that's how I got to be. But he's trying to let you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this shit, because of the state of emergency, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as it used to be. It ain't like no separate, like say, at the end of the day, put it like this. The federal government always had complete control anyway. That's why, like, when the states legalized selling marijuana, but then the federal government could still come and seize your property and assets and bust you for it. So the states made it legal, but the federal government still made it illegal. To show you how they all in cahoots to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what was that shit called, Marijuana Wars or some shit like that. I watched it occasionally, like in passing, like a few times. A couple people I know was watching it, you know what I mean? But I know it was a guy on there. He was making money on it. But then, like I say, the federal government started fucking with him. They seized his bank account. You know what I'm saying? But he had a clientele, so he was taking chances of growing that shit out in the fucking forest. You know what I mean? Just showing you in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy. I mean, you can't trust this motherfucker for shit. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. And in the book of Malachi, it tells you they should build, but I shall throw down. I believe it's the book of Malachi. But it tell you the book of Daniel, more stout than his fellows. You know what I mean? Because he's a proud motherfucker. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, which is Babylon, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And at the end of the day, I beheld, and the same horde made war with the saints and prevailed against them. And at the end of the day, that's what we about to go into, this Jacob's trouble. You know, at the end of the day, this man, well, his administration, basically, they're trying to deem the Israelites as basically the carriers and the cause of this COVID. We perpetuating it. We're more susceptible to it. Now, it's funny, though. You got to remember, when they first started this shit, this came from a little gook eating some bat soup. Now, it switched from that to we get it, and pretty soon it's going to be we just had it all that time. This is how stupid. See how they change and control the narrative, though? You got literally, you can go look up information. It's a patent on this shit. The elder Kazak out of Mississippi did a video and show it's a patent on it. You can see Bill Gates got all this money in all these different pharmaceutical companies, but they gonna tell you we just more susceptible to it. Like we had this shit lying dormant in our bodies. People need to wake the fuck up for real. And the last scripture I'm gonna get is I'm gonna get two more, because at the end of the day, he literally just said he called himself the king of Babylon. He said, absolute power. You know what I mean? Who has absolute power? A king, right? And this place is Babel, because at the end of the day, Babel means confusion. This is the most confused place in the fucking world. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is the only place that they tell you a man could be a woman could be a man, the children running the household, the woman running the household, everything upside down. What's that, Isaiah 29:16? It says, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. And at the end of the day, it says the golden city ceased. At one point in time, this was a golden city. You can clearly see this is no longer a golden city. You know how many people was out of fucking work? Do you know that it's a famine coming? Do you know that they talking about, so you got to watch all pork products right now, because they talking about there's some kind of shit on the pork. So all poultry, you might as well chalk that. But it's like they trying to literally and ultimately it's the Lord. You know what I mean? And the thing is, this place has been a golden cup. Let me find that real quick. Back in Jeremiah, no, I think I read Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 51, verse. For Israel, I'm going to start at verse 5. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render it unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made the whole earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So at the end of the day, this place was a gold. That's why you had all these different nationalities and places wanted to, all these different people wanted to come over here, and make their money. You know what I mean? That's why it tells you in the book of Revelations that the merchants going to cry and howl, because, they no longer will receive that money. At the end of the day, with what's coming, like I say, ain't nothing. Nothing's going to stop this. What was that? The second Ezra tells you that the plagues have been sent out and none can turn them back. So, you know what I mean? People have no understanding because people don't read the Bible. At the end of the day, this is meant to happen because, this is the script in the movie. But, those that are faithful to the Lord, because, at the end of the day, we realize we have no power. You know what I mean? The only power we have is belief in these scriptures. You know, and at the end of the day, it tells you in the scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes is with much knowledge is much sorrow. Brothers are kind of learned, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be surprised the average Jake that's in the truth know a hell of a lot of stuff. Because you gotta be lightweight, a scholar, like the one brother, my brother Thamyada always say. He say, you know, you gotta be a scholar in this. You gotta go into history. You know what I mean? You gotta do a lot of different, this ain't just no simple little task. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when you come, like the brother was just bringing up, like, he's going into, I gave one of the heads, a book. And basically, like, Esau already had this lightweight mapped out. It tells you that he did a diligent search. So at the end, that he already had his stuff mapped out. He knew and was messing with the chip back in the 60s. So at the end of the day, you got to realize this is the will of the Lord on the left-hand side. But this wrath isn't for those trying to be righteous or doing the will of the Most High or his elect. This wrath is for the wicked. It tells you that in Scripture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're hoping that we are part of the elect to get saved out of this. So, our hope is in Yahweh Shah. Because at the end of the day, it tells you all eyes shall see him. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and the kindreds of the earth shall well because of him. Even so, amen. I got one more script. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 22, verse, I'm going to start at verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Because at the end of the day, if it's meant for you to have salvation, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be doing the will and the work of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. If you meant to be set up to be a 2/3 ass nigga and just to be destroyed, you're going to be doing that. So if you're going to be filthy, you're going to be filthy. And that's what you're going to be doing when the Most High send his son, Yahweh Shai, back in them clouds. And if you righteous doing the will and the work of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be doing the work when he send back his son, Yahweh Shai. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. Because at the end of the day, a reward is not always a good thing. A reward goes into the word recompense. It's a repayment. You know what I mean? Bear with me for a second. Say, reward G3408. So that's a Greek word, mistos. Literally or figurative, good or bad, higher reward, wages. So, like I said, I couldn't prove my point right there, but usually it might be a different word, maybe maybe it's in the Hebrew or something. But usually reward goes into recompense. And it's like basically repayment. So if you did something bad, it tells you an eye for an eye. So the Lord gonna repay you bad for bad. You know what I mean? When you do something righteous, the Lord repay you, something good. He can bless you with something good. So with that, I'm gonna end the lesson because I pretty much, finished the lesson. Basically, it was a compilation of like all the shit that Trump has basically been saying. You know what I mean? Because these luminaries, like I said, love to say things in your face. because they feel people are sheeple and slow and stupid. You know what I mean? So they basically goyim cattle. So with that, I hope the lesson was edifying. Yeah, E is being exposed, and that's how you know we. But it's like they don't even care. You know what I mean? That's how much they must think that they so close to accomplishing their endeavor. But like I said, it tells you in the book of Job that when they sit down to eat, that basically, it's not going to work out, roughly paraphrasing. I don't feel like getting the script, though. Salakia. So with that, I'm going to end the lesson. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachakodas Rakatam. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, it was an edifying video. Shalom to Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, looking like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom, shalom, and a baba ball.